Hey nerds, we are going to walk through this light source exercise and also talk a little bit about how light plays around with how value works on an object, okay? So actually, before I even talk about this side, I'm going to flip this baby over, okay? Because we have, say, a light source, okay? And then I have my spheres or my basketball or my golf ball, whatever it may be. And then I'm also going to throw in my I don't know, my Rubik's Cube or my box. Okay, we're going to play around with this a little bit. And I want you guys to understand how an object's location in relationship to a light source plays a role in how the shadow falls on it, okay? So for starters, let's try these cubes, okay? So, and I'm even going to zoom in so you can see this just a hair better. Beautiful. Now, when we have a light source, we have light radiating from it, which means it comes from the center of that light source and goes in all directions. Kind of like how our vanishing point is the center and orthogonals radiate from it. Same thing with this light, okay? And this light goes and boom, hits my cube, okay? The cube blocks the light and creates a shadow, okay? And I know my shadow goes on this side because my light's hitting it right here. Now, if my light was coming straight down, I'm just going to have a shadow right here on the bottom because it's pretty much above it. I'm not going to see too much of it. Boom, right here, shadow this side. Okay. Now, how does that affect the value on the different parts of my cube? Well, the part that's closest to my light source does not have any of the light being blocked, so it is the brightest and lightest. Okay. The area that is closest to my shadow, that's where the light's blocked. So that's going to end up being fairly dark. Okay. And then we have the part that has a little bit of light, but not quite as much as the top, and that's sort of our medium. Notice how the lightest, that's the top, darkest right next to that shadow, and the medium is just in between. Okay, and this is not an exact science, these values that I put in there. They're not perfect, okay? I wasn't looking at an object, but this is just understanding the concept of how the light works when it falls on the cube, okay? Now, things that are round like a sphere are very different in how you shade it, okay? Everything was sort of like nice and flat. I'd go back with my tortillon or with my tissue or with my finger and smooth it out, okay? But with a sphere and other things that are round, you can't go and do straight values, so go back and forth and go lighter, 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 all the way up until my lightest value. It's too linear, okay? It's stripedy. We don't want that because we want something more of, I'm going to draw it nice and big so you really see it, okay? Here's my light source. You want it like this, okay? Where it gets darker as it goes further away. Notice these cubes, these rings, okay? That is how you shade something that's round. You need to follow the curve, okay? If I shaded a cube and it was stripedy like this, it wouldn't look like it's actually round. It'll look like a circle lying on the floor. Okay, so shadows, same thing as with our cubes. Okay, off to the left, right underneath, off to the right. Okay, then when we add our shadow, notice how my pencil is curved. Okay, I'm doing a curve motion. That is key to making it look like a round sphere. Okay? Google a picture of a sphere. You will notice that it's nice and curved as it transitions from a dark value to a light value. It is not straight lines at all. Okay? That is the basis on doing something that's curved. Now, how can we use this knowledge and help us with our assignment? Okay? There aren't too many instructions written on it, which is why you're listening to me talk about it. Okay? Thing number one, okay, we have two value scales. One where it is segmented, and one on the bottom where it's gradual, okay? We've done this before. So fill it in, dark to light, shade it in, smooth it out, take your time. Here, nice and gradual. We're reviewing this because we haven't talked about this in a long time, and this is so important, okay? Now, once you get down to this bottom half, you just basically need to do three things for me. Number one, identify a light source, okay? And you need to have a new light source for every one of your objects down here, your cone, your sphere, and your cube. Okay, you can put your light source anywhere in relationship to it. Have it nice and close so I know which one you're talking about. You can put it on the side, you can put it on the bottom. I don't care, as long as you are translating the value correctly. Okay, So once I have my light source, I need to identify, so light source, identify where the shadow is, so you'd put that in based on where you put your light source, and then finally adding the value, okay? Now, cones are also round, so you're going to have that kind of curved kind of motion, just like with the sphere. Cubes, nice and flat. Fill out what's supposed to be the lightest, what's supposed to be in the middle, what's supposed to be darkest, okay? Flat values on the cubes, gradient values on your cone and sphere, okay? So, use that information that we talked about. Figure it out. You guys got this. I hope this is helpful.